Hello and welcome back to my next fitness tech review here. Today we have the ET650 Smartwatch. In this first segment, I am going to show you what comes out of the box and then go away, fully charge this guy, wear it for multiple days, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review. Now, this ET650 smartwatch will have EKG and ECG functionality in it, depending where you are in the world. It's either EKG or ECG to you. It's electrocardiogram. It will do continuous heart rate, blood pressure, blood composition, SPO2, and non-invasive blood glucose. Now, these devices, and I'm just going to give you a little heads up here. The FDA did a ruling earlier this year in the US and gave some guidance about non-invasive blood glucose smartwatches and smart devices, and essentially said none of them are FDA approved, that you should not trust them, that there is no non-invasive technology on the market that they consider valid, and that the manufacturers really need to watch their claims about diagnosing health characteristics. A lot of these companies have been right on the edge with their advertising and what they say about their devices. In the small print, they usually all say that, you know, this is for reference only, don't treat this as a medical device, but they have been blurring the lines. So I got this one from overseas for the purposes of this review. It is not a medical device, so don't trust it. I'm just going to show you what comes out of the box here. We've got a little guidance here on how to do ECG measurements. A user guide that looks so fairly straightforward. It looks like there's a screen protector in here with an inspector's tag, heart rate, blood oxygen, body comp, body temperature, weather, sport. So that looks pretty good, and it's going to have a very common magnetic charging cable that will clip on the back somewhere. Oh wow, interesting. I am not exactly sure where this clips on. I don't see any pins on the watch, so this one is a bit of a mystery. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Is that it? Yeah, all right, these pins are really close together. They're hard to see. There we go, there it is. It's these two little dots here are the ports, and this will just snap on there. So that's what comes out of the box. I'm going to fully charge this, then go away and wear it for several days, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest thoughts, which you will see in just a few seconds through the magic of editing. So let me show you what this looks like on the wrist, and then I'll pop it off and do my full review. I like the looks of it. It's a slender, rectangular watch face. It's longer than it is wide. I like it. Let me pop this thing off. It's going to be much narrower than the standard 22 millimeter wristband, so keep that in mind, but they are replaceable. Here you'll see it's got the green and red diodes in here, which I like, because I think the red diode makes SPO2 or blood oxygen saturation measurements more accurate. You also see a couple of electrodes here that will go up against your skin. One will be an electrode for the EKG feature, which you will complete that circuit by holding a finger of the opposite hand on this button right here. And then the other one will be to do body temperature. So let's fire this baby up and take a look. Okay, like I said, I like it. It's got a nice big display. Let's press and hold the face here, and then you can swipe through some of the other watch faces on the watch. This one I kind of like too. There's a lot of them in here, and you can add more through the app. I tend to like the big displays that are easy to read. Let me press and hold in the middle here, and that's how I kind of settled on the one I started with right there. And now to get through all the features, we swipe from right to left, and here you can do a health glance where you press that button and it will do all your health measurements at the same time here, and you'll see the lights come on. It's going to fail because it's not up against my skin right now. But you can do a health glance, you can get into your phone and keypad, Here is your keypad. This is can be used as a smartphone when tethered to your phone via Bluetooth Low Energy. It makes a pretty good speaker phone, and I've made a couple calls and it works just fine. There you can see them. And you can mute it and you can adjust the volume. It's got a built-in speaker and microphone right in the watch. I like that. Here's your activity summary for the day. Kilocalorie burn, estimated miles walked, and your number of steps walked for the day. Here is your sleep from the night before with deep, light, and awake times. It has continuous heart rate. It has that ECG feature, and I'll demonstrate that in a few minutes here. This is not a FDA-approved health monitoring device for like EKG, blood composition, SPO2 blood glucose, blood pressure. It's not a medical device, so don't trust it. This is for informational purposes only. This is not intended to diagnose any sort of health condition whatsoever. But that said, it does have these features in here: the ECG, blood pressure, blood oxygen saturation, SPO2, body composition, which, we'll get into that one in a little bit here, body temperature, and really it's measuring your skin temperature and extrapolating to a body temperature. Here is your weather. Again, it pulls this in from your phone when you sync it with the app via Bluetooth Low Energy, and it's giving me the weather for the next few days here. And then if we keep on going through the menu, that will get us, that's the end actually. Let's just double check and make sure that the weather is the last tile on here. Yes, all right. If we double press that button now, we get into a menu system. Here are your workout modes, and there's plenty of workout modes in here to choose from. Here is your heart rate. You can do this on demand, or it will take it automatically as you wear the watch. Blood oxygen saturation, or SPO2. Again, I'll slap this on my wrist and demonstrate this. Blood components. Wow, how it's generating these numbers, I have no idea. Your activity log, that gets you back to that log for the day. Your sleep, your EKG, your body composition. It gives you a measurement of stress, mental and physical stress, blood pressure, body temp, blood glucose, an MET score, which is just sort of a general health and well-being score, heart rate variability, health glance, emotion. It kind of tells you whether you're in a good mood or not, how fatigued you are, breath training. Here you could get to your phone another way. Your notifications. You can pull in notifications from your phone and the SMS messages. You can use this as a music controller to control the music on your phone from your watch. 28-day cycle tracking. You can use this as a trigger for your camera shutter on your phone if you wish. There's that weather. It's got a stopwatch and a countdown timer. You can set various alarms in here to have it vibrate to wake you up. Torch. It basically turns on all the pixels so you can use it as a flashlight in the dark. Find your phone, voice assistant, calculator, and you can get into settings where, you can turn on and off your health monitoring. I've got heart rate turned on. I got blood pressure turned on. I've got sort of the bio stuff turned on. Temperature monitor I have turned off. Scientific sleep I've got turned on. Blood glucose monitor turned on. Stress monitor turned on. And you can, have this go automatically in the background. Of course, it's going to diminish your battery life, but I've gotten at least 4 days of battery life out of this before I need to recharge it. So you'll get multiple days, no problem whatsoever. Screen display, brightness control, even at the darkest, it's easily readable. Maybe not in the bright sun, but certainly indoors it's good enough. And screen on time, you can go from 5 seconds to 60 seconds. And you can change your menu style if you wish. And it's all pretty good stuff in here. If we get back to the main screen and swipe up, that's a shortcut to get to your notifications. Here is a phone call, actually a text message that I sent myself earlier, just a testing to make sure it works, and it does. All right, we swipe down. That's a little shortcut menu to a lot of the same features we just saw, but this also adds an SOS, where it will automatically call an SOS number you have set up, and the information there. You have the ET650 Smartwatch, and you know, just some shortcuts to get back to these switches and whatnot. So that's the basics of the watch itself, a little tour of the watch. Let me go review the app and then put this on my wrist and come back and demonstrate some of these features. Now, as we go into the app here, and the app called is G-Band. Now, I've reviewed an app called H-Band quite a bit. Now, this is one less. So from H, we go back to G. So the app is called G-Band, and you get in here, and wow, 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 there are a lot of features and functions in here. First of all, you get your activity basically summary for the day, your estimated kilocalorie burn, your sleep, and your estimated total distance walked, and your number of steps, all right at the top here. You can see what hours of the day you took those steps, their distance. You can change your units from miles to kilometers, and your sports records. Here I did some walking today for a little less than an hour, and almost 1,200 steps, and it just kind of gives you your cadence, your heart rate, average speed, and it's all pretty good. It tells you your heart rate zones that you were in here at the bottom. All nice stuff during exercise. And then let's get into all the bling and the sizzle of this app. All right, you have your sleep tracking here. You have deep sleep, light sleep, and awake times. And you can set goals here. You can look at the calendar and look over your previous days and nights and see what that progress was. Here is your heart rate in beats per minute. Here is your blood pressure. Again, not a medical device, not FDA approved. This is for information only. It is not diagnosing any health condition. This blood pressure, for me, seems to be a little bit accurate, if not a little bit high, but it's within the range of what I consider to be, what I know to be true. Again, I think people should only use these non-invasive devices and non-medical devices for reference only, and kind of use it to kind of see where things are normally, and then look for deviations. If something deviates wildly, then go see a real doctor, get a real health diagnosis. Here's that blood oxygen saturation, or SPO2, and you can look back at that over the course of the day. It will track sleep apnea, your respiratory rate, low oxygen times, heart loads, and here's where you would turn that blood oxygen monitor on or off, and gives you a little more explanation about that. Your body temperature, blood glucose. Again, these are not accurate devices. Non-invasive devices are not accurate for blood glucose. The only ones that are FDA approved require a finger prick with a blood drop and a real glucometer. So take this with a grain of salt, but it does give you your highs and your lows in milligrams per deciliter, or you could change that to, I think, millimole to whatever the other unit is. There you go, from millimoles per liter to milligrams per deciliter. I'll get this out of my mouth yet. Words are hard, especially tonight for some reason. But there's that blood glucose measurement, your heart rate variability, which is really cool. It gives you a Lorentz scatter plot with a heat map and your scatter plot, and some ideas on how to interpret those results. Very, very cool. Little heart health score here, and body composition. I'll show you this measurement in real time. It's wild and crazy, but you'll see. And then blood components, which there's no way this can possibly do this without drawing blood and sending it to the lab, but this smartwatch purports to do that. So let's see these measurements in real time. Okay, so I come into the menu here, and I'm going to do a blood oxygen saturation measurement. I'll press on SPO2 on the bottom. I'll let this go in real time so you really understand in real time how long these take. Pretty fast measurement, I'd say less than a minute in most cases. And this, I think I mentioned at the beginning, it has both the green and the red diodes in there. So this will do an SPO2 blood oxygen saturation measurement. We'll just let this go. I'll just riff a little bit and say, hey, this channel is about kayaking and my kayak adventures. That said, I like to review smartwatches and smart rings and anything health and fitness related, any technology that can help me monitor my own personal fitness level. That's why with the small amount of ad revenue I generate on my YouTube channel, I invest right back into this channel to buy more smartwatches and more smart rings, to bring them back to you, to help spread the word, get more viewers, and get the word out there. So yeah, I do these reviews to support this channel, and almost all that gets invested right back into the channel to buy more of this stuff. So that it took that measurement, the SPO2. Here's the blood component test. This one is wild, where it'll tell me to keep still. And I'm going to go back to the app at the end here again one more time. And this goes much quicker. And wait until you see what numbers it tries to spit out here, because I think it's crazy. A uric acid reading, a total cholesterol reading, a triglycerides reading, an HDL or high density lipoprotein reading, an LDL or low density lipoprotein reading. Crazy, right? There's no way it can do that without taking a blood test, but yet it purports to do so. We get that activity sleep EKG. To do this, we would press the button over here. We would click and say yes, and then we would put our finger on the electrode on the far side of the moon here, the far side of the watch. As you're looking at the watch face, it's on the left, and you will see an EKG build up here in real time. And it's hard to touch that sensor with one finger without touching any other skin on that arm. But we'll let this go in real time so you can see how long this takes. And boy, I'll try to remain silent here. Maybe, boy, I wish I had a free hand so I could take a sip of water, but I can't right now. But it is an ECG or EKG measurement that it's doing here. And it's giving me my heart rate. It's giving me a myocarditis risk. Again, there's no way this is accurate for any sort of health assessment whatsoever. Cardiac arrhythmia, coronary artery disease, arteriosclerosis risk, mental state. Ooh, I'm at high risk of being totally mental. Fatigue state. Ooh, I'm at high risk of being very fatigued. And then, you know, we could go review that in the app. Body composition, same deal here, folks. You would click that to start and then press and hold your finger here. And this one again is wild too. I don't believe this whatsoever. I also use a smart scale that I trust, and I know it to be very accurate. This one is not close to those numbers. Your body mass index, body fat, muscle mass percentage, subcutaneous fat, body water, skeletal muscle, bone mass, protein percentage, basal metabolic rate. That's basically the amount of calories you need to eat per day just to maintain normal body functions outside of any sort of exercise or movement. Here's where you can do that stress. You can do a blood pressure measurement independently. You can do a body temperature measurement independently. Blood glucose independently. Let's do that. Let's let this go. Click the bottom here. We'll let it do a blood glucose reading here. And again, not a medical device. Don't trust this. Non-invasive smartwatches are not valid for making any sort of conclusions about your health whatsoever. They are not diagnosing any physical conditions. It took that, saying 100 milligrams per deciliter. MET score, heart rate variability, you could do that independently. Health glance, here you can press that button. It'll take several measurements all at the same time. And I'll let this go in real time so you can see what it's doing and how long it takes. Now I've got a free hand free, so I'm going to grab a glass of water, wet my throat just a little bit while this continues. Water. It is the best beverage on earth. Maybe that and black coffee. So, yeah, while that's going, it's the ET650 Smartwatch with EKG. All right, it's come back. I'll get back on that rant. Heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen saturation, stress, body temp. So it took all of those in once in that one health glance measurement. Got it? Emotion, fatigue, breathe. This is just where you can take those measurements independently. 28-day cycle tracking. So there you have it. It's a pretty amazing watch for all you get with EKG, heart rate, blood pressure, blood composition, SPO2, blood glucose. It is IP68 waterproof, and it has that 1.57-inch display that I don't think I had the specs earlier, but it's 200 by 320 pixels right there. And let's get the app back in the shot here and do a quick summary here at the end. Get back into G-band. Let's zoom out just a tad here. Now if I swipe down and sync the data from the watch, you can see that at the top here. You just swipe down and it will sync data, and for the purposes of getting everything in the frame here. Now when I swipe down to these measurements here, it's giving me my body composition, BMI, body fat, muscle rate, and you know, I don't really believe this. It's saying good muscle mass, fat-free body weight, good, body fat a little high. There's no way I'm 28% body fat. It's just not close. Subcutaneous fat, that's also high for me. I tend to be on the lean side. I'm about 13.6% right now. Body water, see, I took a sip of water and my body water is good. Skeletal muscle rate, bone mass, protein, and your BMR. So that is what you get there. And then your blood components, this is where you get your uric acid and your lipid breakdown of cholesterol, triglycerides, HDL, LDLs, and whatnot. And you can change the units, as I mentioned, from millimoles per liter to milligrams per deciliter. See, there, I got it right the second time. Second time's a charm. So yeah, it's a great app. I really like the app. You can get in and change some watch faces and download some new ones, screen and display. You can have it turn on when you lift your wrist or turn your wrist, and set an effective time for that, lift your wrist feature to be on. And, you know, you can set up your profile and whatnot, change your units and goals. So there you have it. It is the ET650 Smartwatch. I picked this up off of Banggood. Right now it's selling for about $32, and I think it is an absolutely amazing value for that amount of money. It's one of the more comprehensive smartwatches I've seen. If you're into the data that it gives you, I'd say check this one out. I'll drop a link below. Again, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. That helps me get the word out about this channel. Tell others about it, leave a comment, and visit me at davethekayaker.com. And, until next time, stay healthy, be fit, love any piece of technology that can help you stay fit and stay active. And I'll be back with you again very soon. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I realize that others' attention and their time is probably the most valuable commodity these days. And I thank you for sharing your time and attention with me today. Thank you so much.